It's not been as eventful as I wanted, like especially 2020 to be. I wanted it to be, I wanted to fight a lot last year. But I've been, just grinding, working, trying to, develop new skills, not stagnating, which I think some people have done, just not tried to get better. But I've been trying to get better every way possible.
You still been able to get in the gym then?
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way, isn't there? If you want to train, you'll train.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of on Instagram, seen a lot of garage workouts and stuff last year and stuff like that. Was that you as well?
Yeah, I was. There was a little unit that my mate had, so we just went down there, and there's a couple actually. So just training in between there, getting whatever I could in, just keeping active, like I said.
Yeah, I know. In the past, before you've normally been pretty active with your bikes, haven't you? Normally,
yeah,
couple times a year.
I try to get as many, not too many, to the fight point where I'm, injuring myself or, prone to injury. But I like to get, like I think 2019, in terms of competition, I think I competed like 10 times, in terms of like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, and MMA, which I think 10 times is a lot, to be fair, in a year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche at this point, I think, to say 2020 was a shit year. Like,
yeah, definitely. I was lucky to get my the fight, in February. I wouldn't say lucky, just it was timed well.
Yeah.
So like, I think that was
right before the first lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was like, to my knowledge, I think there was like 2 more, big shows, like local big shows, and then went into lockdown, and then everything else got cancelled. So it was shit, wasn't it?
Am I correct saying you had another fight set for the summer that got cancelled?
Yeah, was that against Kai Holmes?
Yeah,
it will have been against. Yeah, I was supposed to fight CSFC. I think it was for the interim featherweight belt. It didn't happen. Which was frustrating, but it happens, doesn't it?
How are you feeling about Liam coming into this one? He called you out last year, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Not just the fact that fighting Liam, just the first fight back, and Liam's a good opponent. It's like I'm looking forward to showing my skills off against a good opponent. So I am just to like show what I've been working on, and that it's just gonna be good.
Yeah, because he called you out last year, like I said, have you sort of been expecting that fight then?
Yeah, there's a couple that I've been expecting. Liam was one of them. Kai was another one of them. Obviously that fell through, so I think just the Liam was the one that I was gonna get next. So I've just been. It's good to expect him in it, and like when you like a champion and that, you expect people to come and come for the belt or come for certain statuses. So you just got to be ready for the people who are coming up to beat you. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're the number one featherweight in the country then with your record?
I reckon I am. No, I believe I am, because I personally think I'm the best featherweight in the country. Easily, not easily, but do you know what I mean? I'm confident in my abilities to beat people.
If you look down at your record, you can't say you've ever taken any easy fights. Like they've all been against undefeated people.
So like I think obviously my debut was against an 0-0, like most people's are. Then I think my second fight was a 2-0. I think I've been the underdog for most of my fights as well, pretty much. And I've never picked a fight. I just take whoever I can get. I'll just fight them. I don't really care who I fight. I'll just fight anyone.
Yeah. The Dan Mins fight last year, that was a good one, wasn't it? Really close. Like.
Everyone says it was good. I didn't like it. I thought I could have done much better. But I got the win. It doesn't really matter. But I personally felt like I could have performed a lot better on the night. But stuff happens.
In what aspects?
Just like I made a lot of immature decisions on the night. So I was not jumping, but going for stuff that I shouldn't have been going for, instead of letting it settle, take my time to get the finish. I'm saying finish, but I don't really mind about getting the finish. Like I'll go all the way. I know I can do that comfortably. It's just I like to have things not perfect, but like picturesque. I picture things in my head and I want them to go that way. So it's like there was a couple of times when I watched it quite a lot, where I got some nice clean shots, and if I got my distance and then started to pick him off, I reckon I could have finished it a bit earlier. But instead, I jumped on, tried to get silly submissions. But that's what I did for a couple of the fights. So it's what my body was. I thought I could have finished him, but clearly I couldn't. So just got to work on that decision making in the fights.
Yeah. Do you watch a lot of your own fights back then? See how they went?
Yeah, just like not the full fights, aspects of the fights, because like everyone says, it's not prefer to lose, but it's almost better to lose because you can get back and see what you can tell where you went wrong. But I think you can do that in your wins as well, just as easy. Because obviously when you lose, like there's obviously you can see where you're losing the bits of the fight. But if you properly analyze your wins, you can see where you went wrong and see where you made mistakes. So I try and do that as much as possible.
Yeah. Were you disappointed that was the first fight we weren't able to get the finish?
No, because I want like when I go into fights, I'm not bothered if I get finishes. If I get finished, it looks good on the record. But I'll kind of for that one as well. I wanted to prove that I could do five rounds, because obviously I'd only ever done I've done what before that. I went into the second round once, so like people might think that I can only do 1 or 2 rounds, that I can't do 5 rounds. So I just wanted to kind of get rid of that stigmatism of not stigmatism. I can't think of the word. People assuming that I can't do 5 rounds when I can.
Yeah.
I prefer to do 5 rounds, in all honesty.
I think you did like the fresher fighter in the later rounds.
Yeah. Like cardio is a massive thing that I work on during all of my camps. I run all the time. Like I try and get better times constantly. If I do, get my PBs like every run, I get a bit disappointed in myself, but it's part of the course, innit? You can't always get a PB.
Is that what you do for your cardio then? Just loads of running?
Yeah, I try to run, 3 times a week. I try and do 1 medium distance slow, 1 sprint, and then 1, like 15, 20k on the end of on a Sunday. Try and do that as fast as possible. I do like cycling, and obviously, just training and hitting pads and grappling. They increase your cardio as well. It's all different, but you need to do it all to get it better.
Yeah, nice, man. You look like you were controlling the range quite well in the fight, especially coming in and out of the clinch, because he looked like that's where he was trying to catch you.
Yeah, that's one thing that me and Sam, my coach Sam, who's in No Man now, but. We used to work on that all the time, controlling range. Distance management is one of the key things in MMA at the moment. Like you see it with Israel Adesanya, the way he can control range is beautiful. Like stops people from coming in him all the time. Like one thing that Dan did try and do is catch me on, as I exited the clinch, because I was like rolling with his punches, and the next thing off that, I don't think he caused as much damage as what he wanted to. So I think that took away from a bit of his game plan. Yeah,
you're seeing a lot of your fights, you're often labelled as just being a submission artist or something like that.
Yeah.
You say that's a fair representation of your skills, or is that something you're not happy about?
No, I think it's funny that people, think I'm a grappler, because I ain't got bad grappling. I think I've got a pretty good grappler, but my striking's, it's where it's at, and I look forward to the day I can represent that.
You can see why though. You're looking at your record.
Oh no, look at my record. What it's like 4 rear naked choke and 3 guillotines. Yeah. So you can see why, but that's my fault. Not my fault, but it's what happens in the fights. You go for what you can get dirty sometimes.
Yeah.
Like say if you get someone in the front headlock, or you take the back, you go for the rear naked choke or the guillotine or something dirty. Don't go for the knockout.
Yeah. So are you looking to showcase more of your striking then?
Yeah.
In this next fight when you get the chance?
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more thingy, William, because like Marlon and Dan were probably like the best that I fought. And but I think with Liam, I think there'll be not, like what you're seeing, I'm not comparing us to the UFC, because like I know our skill set's not there yet, but it will be. But I think there'll be, that feeling out process where we'll get to feel with the striking out first. And then, so that'll allow me to showcase my striking a lot more, which I'm looking forward to. But I'm ready for wherever it goes. Like I don't need to, just strike with him. I can grapple with him. I can wrestle with him.
Yeah, it's good that you're having sort of. You said each of your opponents sort of. You like the skill levels going up with each of your opponents.
Yeah,
it's good that you're sort of having that, and it's sort of.
I think that's key because like each camp, it forces you to you have to get better, or if you don't, like you just stagnate. And that's not what you want if you want to be the best.
Yeah, what are your training camps like for you?
I enjoy them. I like pushing myself, finding my new limits. Like I say, I'm always like with the running, I'm always trying to find my PB, like get my better times and that. Obviously, I know you have to rest because your body will just break if not. But I really like training camps. I find the dieting is the bit that I don't like. That's the because you're always you're a bit fatigued and it sucks, but you got to do it. It prepares the mind as well. It's that mental strength that it develops.
As soon as the fight's over, you're back on like all the decent food again. Like
yeah, it's I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to it. Like in terms of the cutting, because like it's we're locked down on that. I've been maintaining my weight, keeping a good weight, but it's just like I just eating not kind of what I want, but still having structure to it. But like I'm looking forward to
not just completely let it go.
No, I'm looking forward to having that complete discipline again. So that'll be a lot not fun, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Do you focus on your opponents a lot in each camp?
Yeah, so like what we do is we look at their skill set, and obviously depending on what it is and that we like. So like if you're a submission specialist, we'll like reverse engineer it. So like say if they've got a good let's say rear naked choke, we'll work on say if they get me in the rear naked choke, what I need to do to get out of it. And then so instead of starting from denying the rear naked choke, we'll go the opposite way and start to do it that way, which I personally quite like. Because it's like if you get in a shittest position that you could be with that person, you know how to get out of it, and so forth.
Yeah. What are your goals for the future? Obviously, after beating Liam in August, where do you see yourself going?
I want like this will be my seventh amateur fight. I want to have 10 amateur fights ideally before I turn professional. But like I would like to do the world champion, the IMAFs. I think there's one at the end of the year, isn't there, in November. I would like to do that, but obviously go pro, and I ultimately believe I will be UFC champion, featherweight UFC champion. I genuinely see itself, like complete tunnel vision. I see it every day.
Yeah, very focused then on the
completely. But I've like a lot of people, like because I'm from Hull and like we don't produce many like elite people. Like Luke Campbell, probably the only other representation you got. So like some people don't like they don't like everyone that I know knows that I can do it because they see how much effort I put in to every training session, to everything I do. But some people don't see that, so they don't believe I'll do it. But I know I will get to the UFC and I will be the UFC champion.
Yeah. Said you wanted 10 amateur fights before going pro.
Yeah.
Any reason for that number, or is that just sort of?
It's a nice round number, isn't it? It's a nice round number. No, it's just like I'll have 11. Say if I'm, like I get, maybe I fight Liam and I maybe fight someone else. Then I'll be on 8, and then I do the IMAFs and I get 4 fights. That'll put me on to 12. So it's just anything above 10 or above, I'm happy with. I think that's it's the minimum amount I think you need to have that good experience where you can start to make them good decisions in fights.
Yeah because you're undefeated at the moment, do you feel any sort of pressure to keep that intact, or is it not really bothering you?
No, not whatsoever, because like a lot of people say amateurs is just for learning, but a lot of people think when you lose, when you lose, people, you think that people care, but no one cares. Like it's only you that cares. So like once you get past that, just go out there and be yourself, try your hardest, and if your hardest isn't enough, then you might lose, you might win. But I have no pressure to keep that like, because like some people they'll go like 8-0, 6-0, 7-0, however how many fights without a loss, and then they get that one loss and it destroys them. Do you know, like they just completely stop. It's like, oh, I've had that one loss. I can't do this anymore. That's the wrong attitude to have. You got to keep going. And just keep, like I said, learn from them losses. You know, pick apart every little bit of that. Look at the bits where you were winning. Look at the bits how you lost it.
Yeah, I think that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah, that's what I think anyway.
How do you see this fight going in at the minute? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's not gonna be done. I don't think we're gonna. It's an hard one. I don't think it'll either go all the way or it'll be in the later rounds that it gets finished. I don't think it's going to be an early finish.
No. I think it's no early submission.
No, I'd prefer to do it, you know, later on, you know, set a pace and keep that pace. And then start to, you know, up that pace, you know, later on.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be, you know, round 3 and onwards will be where you'll see the finish.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've got the better cardio in the later rounds?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I very rarely get tired, like very rarely.
Yeah.
Like when I'm doing these half marathons, I'm coming back, you know, fresh, still walking, moving, you know, still wanting to do stuff. And I think that just shows where, you know, is I'm getting like, I got half marathon time last Sunday was 1:29, which is pretty fast. And then I did a 15K a couple of weeks of going an hour and 1 minute, which is pretty fast. So I was pretty happy with it. And I wasn't tired whatsoever. I was still, you know, able to move. I trained, you know, like 3 hours, 4 hours later. So cardio is not a problem for me.
You do a lot of half marathons then. It seems that's a lot of long duration.
So like
cardio, isn't it?
Yeah, every Sunday I try to do something long. So like on a Monday I'll do like a 10K, you know, moderately fast, and then I'll do on a Thursday I'll do, you know, like sprints. I'll do like a 5K but sprints, so I'll get it pretty fast. And then Sunday I think the halves and the 15s are not for, you know, just cardio, but just for your mindset. Because like, you know, when you're like, it's like it don't simulate in terms of like, it kind of does, but it don't, you know, like in them later rounds, you know, like when you're like, oh, I want to quit. And, you know, like it's the same when you're running, you know, when you like on them last 5K and you're just like, fuck this, I can't do this anymore. You know, it helps you conquer that inner bitch. So you just keep pushing yourself. And I think that's what running really does for you. I think it really benefits you in that way.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you see a lot more fighters doing a lot more high intensity interval stuff instead of the longer duration stuff.
Yeah, you do, but like I just love running. Like I know Robert Whittaker, he runs all the time, long distance.
Yeah,
he's a really good, and like, look at him. Look at the performance he just put on against Gaslam. It was amazing. Yeah. I'm not saying because he was able to, you know, do, you know, long distance running. He was able to keep that pace on for the duration of the fight, but his cardio looks amazing. He looked fresh every round.
I'm yet to watch that fight, mate. I was busy last weekend, and I've been like so busy this week. I've not had a chance to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. A bit of a fun question, man. What if if MMA didn't exist? What combat sport do you think you'd be training?
What combat sport?
Well, yeah, if MMA weren't about, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know. Well, I think if MMA weren't about, and in terms of combat, I probably do. You know, I don't know, because I like every I liked every aspect of it. That's the thing. I started off kickboxing, so I'd probably just keep, you know, to the kickboxing K1 route. BJJ is getting pretty good at the moment. Not man is getting good, but, you know, it's getting pretty. The competitive side's getting a lot more media coverage, so it'd be fun to do that. But I did a wrestling tournament 2019 November. I love that so much. It was super fun. But I think kickboxing. And if combat sport, I didn't do combat sports, I'd probably running. I love running. Probably like triathlons and that. I'd like to do one of them.
Did you get started in the sport with kickboxing then? Or was it did you get started just training MMA?
No, I was, my dad knew a guy who owned a gym called Mel Leafley. But we used to go to football, Watchall City. And Mel said, just bring him along one day. And my dad took me down when I was 7. So I just started kickboxing when I was like 7 years old, just kept going it. And then when I was about 16, I started, I'll be in 15. I started to do a bit more of the BJJ, and then I was like, oh, kickboxing is a bit boring now. I want to start doing MMA. So that's why I got into that. And I'm really glad I did, because I probably couldn't just solely fight kickboxing anymore. It's just too boring.
Why are you enjoying the jiu-jitsu more than the kickboxing then?
No, I enjoyed it the same. It's just the jiu-jitsu had the jiu-jitsu added the different aspects of the takedowns and the submission game. Whereas like the kickboxing, it's like if you didn't get the finish, it'd always go to the decision. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, you can you can't control it, but like you can do certain things to control certain positions and like get the submissions and that. But like I just like the way they're blended together. Like when you add the wrestling, the MMA, not the MMA, the wrestling, the kickboxing, and the jiu-jitsu. I just thought it was really exciting all together. Like I couldn't just do jiu-jitsu on its own. I found that too boring. Yeah. It's all of it together that makes it so exciting.
It's nice they seem like you love MMA as like all mixed together. Like if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you see, like I asked some people and they say, oh, I'd definitely be doing this because this is sort of my favorite aspect of MMA. Yeah. But you seem like you just love all of it mixed together. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I love all of the individual sports, the kickboxing, the grappling, the wrestling, and all the other parts of it. But it's just so much better all together because like it just broadens everything. Like the way you can win, the way you can control things, the way you can recover. It makes everything more exciting. Just the excitement for me personally.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of excitement out of your fights, or are you very nervous going into them?
Oh no, I love tonight. A lot of people tonight go to sleep, listen to headphones, just now. I want to be in that environment. Watching everything, listening to everyone, just having conversations with all the people, and live it. Like enjoying the event. I love all of it. I just get excited. I don't really get anxious before fights. I just want to be in that environment.
Do you get quite pumped up, or just?
Yeah. I just love it. I just love to compete and love to fight.
Yeah, I think you look quite relaxed in a lot of your fights.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think I do better than most. It's just I know I'm confident. I know I'll win, and it's up here. Like Izzy said, Adesanya says, it's all about mental power. Like if you can envision yourself, winning, you'll do it, and you believe hard enough, and you train hard enough, you will. And I know I train harder than anyone else, so I know I'll win. So I'm just. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just saying there's a moment in the men's fight where he was trying to take you down, and you were on one leg, I think.
Yeah,
and you just look like so chill.
Yeah,
he did get the takedown, but
I know. Yeah. I was overly confident with my takedown defense in the 5th round because I thought it was a bit tired, so I was like, oh, I can rest here. There was a couple other things that I'd like, watching it back. I mean, I could have, there's loads of stuff that I do in training, that I do to stop that, scenario, and I didn't do it in the fight for some reason. But that's a learning curve. Don't take things for granted. That if someone's tired, don't mean they can't do anything. They'll probably dig deeper. So just do everything the same as you would in training. If someone's tired, just do it.
So you think you got a bit more confident, like overly confident then in the later rounds? Because
I wouldn't say overly confident. I just said I neglected certain things. Just neglect, just a bit of neglect, but that's all gone now. I'll just try and stop everything now. Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, Matt. I'm looking forward to the fight in August.
Yes, it'll be sick. It's
definitely
really
definitely the two of the top featherweights, amateur featherweights in the country. Like
that's what I get told.
Yeah, no, it'll be good, man.
Yeah, sick. All right, cheers, bro.
Cheers for coming on, Matt.